Common question we get from customers is, how tall do I cut my grass? And that's a great thing to think about, because most people cut their grass actually too tall. If you look at our Bermuda grass lawn out here, you want to cut it between 1 inch and 2.5 inches. And different grass types have different cutting requirements, and so we've got a ruler that give out to customers, and if you don't have one, be glad to provide it for you to help you gauge your cutting height. Like I said, most people cut their grass too tall. We see a lot of lawns that are cut 3.5 to 4 inches tall, and the grass just does not get as thick as it should. Why do you want your grass thick? Well, it's prettier if it's thicker. There's less weeds. There's a lot of benefits to keep your grass shorter. So in general, you want to start out at the beginning of the year at a very low cutting height. I always tell people, maybe a little bit lower than you're comfortable with. Make that first cut really shallow, really short. And then as the growing season goes along, you can gradually raise your mower up. But you want to maintain, like I said, if it's Bermuda grass, somewhere in that 1 to 2.5 inch range for optimum results. As you get later in the year, you may be above that, but that's okay if you do get later in the growing season and have a taller lawn. Middle of growing season, you want it shorter. How often should you cut your yard? Very common question we get, and it's very important in the results in your yard. During the growing season, you want to cut once a week. We've already talked about you've got a certain cutting height that you want to keep your lawn at, and the other important part of that is cutting once a week. Why not every 10 to 14 days? Well, if you take too much of the leaf surface off of the grass in one cutting, it stretches the grass out, it doesn't grow as well, it's thinner, and it doesn't produce as nice results. The color won't be like you want it. So once a week during the growing season is very important for optimum results. You can cut every 2 weeks. You can cut less often, but if you want the best looking yard, cut once a week.